Okay, so today's project is we got some new shutters in the other day, and the problem in this front room is this L-shaped sectional that we put up here temporarily. When you push it up tight to the wall, because it's just so easy to slide this guy around, so we want to push it up tight into the corner, but it impinges these shutters, so you can't hardly open them at all. It's close to where we want them, but not quite exactly where we want them. So the other problem is, since it is a three-piece, you have this in the corner, this guy, and this guy. It all wants to kind of like pull apart on us. So thinking this will work. Hopefully it does. This is treated pine. I'm gonna try this out. I've got a couple of these unused new fence pickets laying around to give this a shot. And it looks like it's going to work. It kind of seemed like it was going to work. So we'll use this, and then I'm going to use some ratchet straps for this project to solve both of these problems of it sliding independently of each other, pulling apart when we're sitting on it, as well as to stand it off of the wall. So it happened to work out, I believe, pretty well to just throw this fence picket behind here. The thickness of it, being, 5/8 or 1/2 inch or something like that, it's perfect. And then it captures, it's hard to show, I guess, with the light. It captures this foot, that foot, and then those 2 feet really well. And it definitely seems like it is the right fit. So it gives us about roughly almost 1/2 of an inch of clearance when these blinds are at their most open point. So that's about perfect. And then if we needed it, you could actually jump the curb on the quarter round and get a little bit tighter your wall like that. It's still going to keep it in place, but I think that's going to be too tight for mine. Let me see here. I think that's going to rest right on the... Oops. See, this one's actually catching the second board, so it's going to be a little standoffish. Yeah, so it's all tightened up there. So we're just going to stay with this being off of the quarter round, which it should be right around 5 1/4, 5.5 inches wide for these 6-inch wide fence pickets. So that's going to work really well. So I'll make a L-shaped run of these pickets behind here, and then do the measurements on it. And what I need to resolve, though, is I think what I'm going to do on this is I'll go ahead and cut out, I'll cut out a chunk right as it backs up to this footing on this couch. I'll cut maybe a little L-shaped thing there, and then I'm trying to explain. Sorry, I'm having a hard time explaining this. I'll probably cut it out like right here, and then come back and swoop it in so it captures that foot. But that'll get rid of all this visible stock on here is what I'm hoping, and it'll still have the support of all this stuff back in that area. So I believe it's going to work out really well. I may have to paint it so that my wife doesn't see this. She's gonna kill me if she sees treated lumber in her house just laying on the floor on the tile here. So then the other fix is try to keep this stuff together. What I'm thinking is I'm gonna take a single ratchet strap, and I'm going to wrap it around the outside of the feet here and this foot here. So it'll wrap it around, come around the back to capture this foot on this guy, and this foot, and this foot, and I'll capture this foot, and just kind of ratchet strap it all together. So I think I'm going to have clearance for all that and still be able to put the ratchet mechanism back in this area here, and I'll be able to crank it all 3 of those together. I can slide it all off the wall to get back there nice and easy to do this, and I think this is going to work. So let me do that and check out if it works. Alright, so there's the one flaw that I'm seeing is this strap, when it goes around these 2 front legs, is going to crisscross over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reroute this, and I'll go around the front side of this foot, the back side of this foot, and the front side of this foot, and I think it'll pull it together real nicely. All right, so one more quick alteration just to make this easier for this ratchet strap. When I'm tightening the ratchet strap, it's wanting to just kind of slide off the bottom of these footings. Oh, I'm gonna have a hard time getting a video of this. Let's see. There you go. So what I did is I put a screw in there into the foot on the back side, and I'll do that on every foot that's involved, and that will allow me to run this ratchet strap over the top of it, so that that'll act as something that it just won't allow it to slip past. And I put that screw at a height that will be above where this board hits that foot, so it slides underneath that and doesn't get in the way and hold us off even further. So that should work. These are just cheap plastic feet. These are not wood, but if you have wood, definitely pre-drill those. Those are going to be hardwood. So pre-drill it closer to the size of your screw, so you don't end up cracking that foot off. All right, and again on this corner sectional here, the screw is going to be on the back like that, and you're gonna the green ratchet strap is going to come around. This other one's going to come around the back side, and that'll be a hidden ratchet strap then. So you end up having one on each of the 4 legs of this. There's one on the back side of this guy here as well. All right, and then on this right side of the sectional, we have one on the front, one on the back side of those legs. So you got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws in play. So on the front of the sectional here, we've got it coming around the front side of this foot. We're going to wrap it around the back side of the other foot, front side of this foot, go to the rear, and then come around. Make sure that your ratchet strap is above all those screws, so that when you secure it, it just kind of pinches it together and doesn't slip off. All right, so we have the section all lined up. Cushions are a little pushed out right now, but it is actually all lined up, believe it or not. Let's see. This is already coming together pretty rigid. Don't put too much pressure, on this ratchet strap. I mean, you're talking about plastic feet on here, so let me do this off cam. This is too hard with one hand. All right, so that's where this guy I think is gonna live. I might have to force this up to get it to ride above this plank. Now I'm looking at it here. Yeah, no other workaround on that, so leave a little bit of slack in there just so that this can flex. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this area with a towel here as well, like just a trash microfiber or something like that, just to have a little bit of a buffer between this back corner. This is an old cowl, it's just dirty. I mean, it ain't, I guess it's mainly the direction of the fabric. It ain't dirty. I just don't want to ruin this back area over here. It shouldn't, it's not gonna get moved around a lot, but metal on fabric is never a good idea. There we go. Now we can crank this down. Let me see if I can't by chance set my camera up here a little bit better. Maybe that'll, I don't know if that's capturing or not, but give you the gist of what's going on here. So I just have enough tension on there, not a ton, but plenty to hold this guy together. This will buffer that just fine. And then I still just need to make sure and lift this above this plank. Yeah, be able to figure that out. It's gonna be a little bit cumbersome to do so, but we'll get it right. All right, now she should push as basically one homogeneous unit, give or take. All right, and there we go. It did slide in like one perfectly homogeneous unit. I love using that word today, that's all. You can't see the cord down in there, the ratchet strap at all. So now all I need to do is cut this guy off, probably right there. We'll make a little notch, slide that chunk out of there, and we won't even be able to see this piece because no one gets back in this corner. This tree is going to be back in there, and the next time this will be seen is when we donate this couch away or move, whichever one comes first.